Alright YouTube, what is going on? My name is Bigfoot. Thank you very much for checking out episode number 16 of my Another Brick in the Mall series. In between this and the last episode, made minor changes, very small details in fact, updated a lot of flooring. That's something I've gone ahead and done. Then on top of that, I have basically added in a few more restrooms, getting a lot of restroom complaints, customers leaving without getting to the little girls or boys room. And then I've also started a marketing campaign because, for example, with Betty's Bread, I want Betty's Bread to do good, but it's not ever gonna do that good, to be honest. So I need to go ahead and really try and just consolidate and see if I can make it profitable. I mean, I'm happy to run it at a loss, but probably not a loss of $500. Day in, day out, right now we're back up into the 50,000s, but realistically it's averaging about 40,000 right now, so I feel we've not really got anywhere. So I want to try a few different new things, and again get back to marketing is something I want to do. So right now we've got the biggest marketing campaign I can going on, a premium quality campaign, and this is going to be running for 10 days, costing 30,000 in total, so all in all quite a bit. I do have different options here as well. I can get a local TV ad, again that's not as much though, and I can also again go for premium 2 here. So it's really just about going ahead and seeing what I want to do, or what I can do to be honest, and just go from there. It is on auto renew, so hopefully I'm wanting to try and just peak the amount of customers here, because we can now go ahead and facilitate 800 customers at once, which would be really lovely to get back to that number. But again, unless it's a certain spike, such as a certain event, like at the start or the left of this graph here, then I'm not really getting above into the 400s right now. So one thing I've done to accommodate that is go ahead and get a lot more parking in here. So we've gone ahead and extended this lot by quite a bit, and we've also gone ahead and added in more bus stops. That is very important indeed. Currently, the research I'm doing right now is to actually get even more bus transportation in here. Not that I don't think I need it, but that is what I'm searching, because I've only got 2 things left to search. And then after that, we are basically maxed out on bus stops. However, you are allowed to build up to 40 bus stops by that stage, which in all honesty, I'm just nowhere near really at, to be honest. So I don't really need to worry about that too much, I don't think, at this current stage anyway. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add an extra road. Also did make this extra small connection down here. Not at all sure if it's really making much of a difference though. And then I've also added in doors to pretty much other entrances to the mall. Not that they're really getting used or anything like that, but it's something a little bit different nonetheless. Okay, so with that said, what we're going to do is we're going to go in with our tobacco store, like I said. Now, I've very quickly just got to address a comment. Billy Twister is on point with this game. This is his game. He knows what he's talking about. And he's come back with me again. It's really, again, all about the demand and the tiers and going ahead and really facilitating for it, which is good. And he's following that up really well. So, what he's saying here is, and I've sort of ignored this in, for example, the gardening shop, which is here. So I've gone ahead and put in cards yesterday, right? And, or in the previous episode, should I say. And cards are great because cards go ahead and work well with flowers. However, this is affecting the gardening shop's tier overall. So if we jump into demand and then we go to a gardening item, so filter by plants and gardening, there's 4 gardening items in total, right? However, we can't really go ahead and start tier 3's demand because we've now got cards in this place. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this down and see if that makes a difference. Just having a look at this right now, as we can see we're pretty much all over the place, to be honest. We're about half at everything, but all in all we're not meeting tier 1 or tier 2's demand. So the criteria for tier 3 is to have a shop with more than 50% of one item, i.e. I'm assuming we're making it tier 3 on bread, which we'll check that out in a second with Betty's bread shop. But to make tier 2, Billy Twister has pointed out well that tier 2 shops can only be tier 2 if they're grouped by their item, i.e. gardening items. So groups of items are these items in here. So for example, food, beverages, this is all a collective group together. As we can see here, we're hitting tier 1, but then we're not really hitting tier 2, and we're not even on to tier 3, for example, here. So it's really just about all this messing around, and again, it's something that I don't want to regularly go back to, in all honesty. It's something which I want to sort of steer away from, because I don't want to keep going back consistently. I want to keep moving forward, but at the same time, this is also helping me complete the game, so it is quite important too. Two things I do want to do. We're also going to build a bookstore and a video game store, evidently, this episode, because I think it shall make a difference. But we'll start off with the good old tobacco. Though I am going to go ahead and remove, as I said, these two here and see if that makes a difference, in all honesty, because I think it could. Though again, we'll just have to wait and see. So let's leave that for the time being, and let's go ahead and just continue on. I don't think there's going to be too much change. Again, really right now I'm looking at peak customers on site, which again, I'm measuring it by car, which is maybe a bad thing, but all in all, with the general actually customers coming by bus as well, it's not too bad, and if we can go ahead and see what we can do, that would be perfect. With regards to sales, again, things are pushing higher, so can't complain, but arguably this is going to really eat into our profit margin. In saying that, it looks like we're going to be on for our most profitable day ever, so this marketing campaign is obviously working, which is great to see. Anyway, let's go ahead and go back into demand very quickly. I actually want to just check with regards to, think Callum, think. I am looking for tobacco items, and I've selected it, so misc. So, school supplies isn't in that category, but tobacco and e-liquid cigarettes. So these go on shelves and these go on shelves. So, with that information known, I know what size of shop I require. So what we're going to do is go for that size of shop there. Again, quite large, but I think, you know, it's good. It's a good size to have. So let's go for that there and have doors in the corner. Then with that done, we can go ahead and grab ourselves some checkouts. Now I've got a feeling this place would be like a 24/7 place, to be honest. I have that weird feeling, just because people want tobacco at all hours. So if we go for something like 2 checkouts there, and then if we go for 1 self-checkout there, then that works out perfectly. And then the rest is honestly just going to be shelves. So lots of shelves in this place in general. Not starting there though. Let's actually start from the back corner, just because it's easier, though I'm going to have a door into this place here. So that's important to note. Let's leave a gap there and then run along to there. That's fine. Then we can run a aisle down here like so. 1 gap. Let's leave a larger gap there, because again, we don't actually need that many shelves in here. And let's go with something like that. So let's add a staff door in there, which is perfect. And then with that, I'm going to go ahead and sort out the flooring, which again, right now I'm sort of all over the place with flooring. I've sort of, in some areas, abandoned a pattern that I had. For example, with staff rooms area and staff areas, I've just kind of gone off that. Staff areas were originally red in floor, but as you can see, I've got a storage room. I've got another maintenance centre here, which is not red, which is shock horror if you watch my Sim Airport series, but I don't know, it was time for something different. And I've got lots of new floors as well, but I feel a lot of these are outdoor floors, so that's why I'm not really using them as of now, but again, that may change. I really wish this game would actually allow for custom textures, because you can do a lot with custom textures, and games like Sim Airport have really come alive because they allow custom textures just on planes, but it does really add that whole extra storyline, if you will, which the game doesn't normally have. It's something I need to do in my own series, actually, to be honest. But all in all, it would be just better for customization in general. Okay, so that's us gone ahead and created our new store. Store 38, so let's name this, Smoke, I think that's how you spell Smoky. I'm not at all sure if it's EY or just Y, but we're going to call it, Smoky Joe's. Again, I think Joe would be spelt like that, Joe's, or we could just call it Smoky Joe. I think we'll do that anyway. I think that's quite a cool name, maybe. What we'll do is we'll start off with 7 to 11, and then again butcher out from there. It looked like the demand was quite high for both tobacco and e-cigarette liquids, so we can go ahead and just play off that. Let's go into misc here and let's get tobacco in. Now, I'm not really at all sure about shoplifting here. Tobacco and e-cigarette stuff isn't necessarily high price goods, but it's a good that you get addicted to, like liquor. So, in saying that, I've not gone ahead and put any restriction on the liquor store, which I maybe should arguably then, because again, it's one of these things which is likely to be stolen because it's addictive, yet in general it's not high in price. And I realise, don't get me wrong, some cigars can be extremely expensive. I'm not too sure about e-cigarettes and liquids. I'm not really too familiar on that myself, to be honest. However, I think that alcohols can get extremely expensive with stuff like whiskies. I know that very well firsthand, being Scottish. But I'm not really at all sure why, in fact, I've not now actually put restrictions on alcohol. So maybe that is something to do. I'm not sure. I mean, again, the alcohol shop is really not doing well in general, to be honest. So, again, we'll probably retouch that. But that's this place stock. So let's go ahead and assign a storage area 34. Then with that done, we can just go ahead and start hiring staff. So let's get a stock clerk in here. Again, right now, don't really tend to have the best people interviewing for work, which kind of is unfortunate. But we'll start off with just one stock clerk at all times. So someone will work from 7 and the other from 3. And then I think just starting off with just one cashier in at a time, to be honest, will also do the job. So let's go ahead and do that. And let's see how that gets on tomorrow in general. It already actually charged me for maintenance on that first day, which is unfortunate, but it is good to go. And I am very excited. Hopefully it'll do well, and we can hopefully start to see some results. We're going to go ahead and just carry on building right now, actually. We're going to go straight into the next building. We're going to go for, I want a video game shop and I want a bookstore. So one of them will be in this slot here, and one of them will be in this slot here. Bigger question is, what is more in demand? Is it books or is it video games? That's the question. So media and toys, we've got video games and books in here. So books are arguably more in demand, so they'll get their own shop. I think that's the best bet. So again, going back to books, if I'm right in saying, go on shelves. Again, we can check in here, which is super useful. So normal shelves, perfect, okay. So that allows me to go ahead and really just come up with a nice simple idea for the bookstore then. We'll also add another door in the middle there and make that a bit symmetrical with regards to the doors. So let's get the flooring down while I actually think this through. I'm thinking I might need 3 checkouts in this place, in all honesty. Though again, I'm not 100% sure on the demand. It's really just playing by ear. As we can see, this place is underway, and it seems to be getting a fair amount of people in here. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add in a trash can in the corner there and there. And I think that should do the trick, just so we not having any issues. I'm really curious there because you left angry, and why is that? Looking for bottled water. Well, make sure you head over to Simon's liquor store, which again is extremely busy. It's so weird. I feel like I'd remove lots of checkouts. I need to make that whole shop smaller in general. I think that's causing a higher maintenance cost, which in all honesty it really doesn't need. If we very quickly, and I understand here that I'm getting sidetracked, but if we go into Simone's liquor store, maintenance is high, as is salaries, but again we have tried to cut back. But again, it's really, really strange, it honestly is. I've tried so hard there, but it's frustrating, Anywho, I mean, we could always split it up even more. Because, for example, the main products only beat at 25%, but if you've got any suggestions, let me know down below. But let's get back to our good old bookstore. So let's go ahead and see. I think we'll have to try with 2 checkouts to start with, in all honesty, and then we'll go from there. So let's have 1 up here, 2 up here, and then we go for a self-service checkout as well. I think that's the best bet, in all honesty. So let's do something like that there. Then with regards to the shelves, I mean, surely we can get 2 of these in, actually. Yeah, that should work. Good. Though again, we can change by demand, and then the rest of the shelves are, funnily enough, just going to be all books. So we do along there, that's fine, and then we do 1, 2, 3. Don't feel that's enough though, you know that, I really don't. But I think it should do the trick. So if we go for something like that, yeah, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 6 is, all in all we got 15 here, basically. So that should be enough. Again, when it comes round to Christmas, and when it comes round to new book release, which I can't remember what time of the year that is, but it's a annual event, so we could probably see real increased sales there, to be honest, which should be quite exciting. Again, we are doing really well on customer numbers, and in general the profits are, I mean, it's dipped a bit, but it's still doing very well. Arguably we are going ahead and spending a bit more right now, which is also quite important to note. But in general the cash is looking good, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, let's hold up no more. Let's go ahead and get the store in here. What are we going to call this store? Because I feel my name-wise I've been lacking recently, or slacking should I say. I feel my names have got poorer. I've got a good one, well, I think it's a good one. We're going to call this bookstore Pages. If I ever opened up a bookstore, come to think about it, I would always call it Pages. If I was ever to open up a coffee shop, I would call it Chapter 1. Like, I've got a few names if I ever decided to go, like, if I came into a fair amount of money and I guess I wanted to go ahead and do something, I know what I'd go for in terms of names. Though again, I don't think I'm going to win the lottery or YouTube's going to come that successful anytime soon, so we'll just take one step at a time. Anyway, we're going to go for a 7 to 10 idea in this shop, which actually we might as well push it to 11 o'clock. I want to hope that that'll be successful, because I mean, again, I don't know how advanced the programming is with regards to what time demand is. Typically book buyers are going to buy books during the day because, I don't know, I feel people who buy books are not like people who smoke or like play video games. I feel people who at least play video games anyway, they've got a very irregular sleep pattern, and I very much did for a while as well, but whereas people who read books, you know, they're usually, I don't know, I don't know if it's a stigma, but people who read books come across as smarter. It doesn't mean they necessarily are, but you get the impression they're more organised with their lives. That's what I'm trying to convey anyway. So let's get some cashiers in here. Again, because we've got 2 automated, I'm just going to start with 1 cashier at all times, and then we'll scale up. So Pages is ready to open as of tomorrow, which is exciting, and with that we can go ahead and check out Smokey Joe. So how is Smokey Joe doing? Smokey Joe in general is doing not too bad. It is doing salaries wise quite a bit, maintenance wise quite a bit, but it is making money. Not by too much in all honesty, but we could leave this place open overnight. I have just realised that because it has got... Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, it's got its own self-checkout, and I'm assuming you don't pay more in maintenance even when the shop's closed. And that's the thing, it does get quite busy, I feel, so why don't we go for that? Let's go for opening hours now, and then let's do 24/7. I just want to see if that'll increase the profit margin. I mean, I know we've only had like a few days, so it's really difficult to tell, but I am quite curious in general, I really am. Anyway, Betty's Bread is having an issue as well with actually just clearing out the old stock. So the gross profit is up, which is good to see, but again, and actually the profit margin loss is actually a lot lower than it once was, which is good. However, what I am thinking now is, I mean, how much does it cost to turn off this? Again, it's the salaries that are costing us. Why don't we just have a place without any checkout staff? Would that make much difference? Would that make life better? Again, I'm quite curious. Bags are getting cleared at a decent rate. Now, as we can see here, this is open all night, and I think it's doing not too bad. I really think it's doing not too bad. Arguably, a few people are getting a little bit agitated being in the queue, but you're going to get that with even actually having staff in here anyway, so I can't really see why this would be too much of an issue, to be honest. Again, it might also be an alternative solution for Betty's Bread, which someone's in at work before they should be in at work, evidently. So what time is this shop open at? This shop opens at 8 and runs till 7. So we've got a cashier coming in at 6, which, nope, that's wrong. Bring you in to 8 and run to 16. We'll take your shift back to a 6-hour shift, and then you'll come in from 14. We'll maybe have like an hour overlap, and you'll run to when the shop closes, like that. So that should work out a little bit better. Again, I already thought I made that change, so that should save us some money there. Going back to... Yep, we're gonna have an issue here, aren't we? Probably should go ahead and put some books on the shelves, shouldn't we? Where is books? Press and prints. Comic books. I'm just wanting general books, actually. So media and toys. Arguably, we could go ahead and put some comic books in here. But then again, that might affect our tier 2 because they're in different categories. Comic books isn't in here, and then press and printing doesn't have both either. Press and printing's much more like a newsagent sort of thing, which we've obviously gone ahead and created with 4 newsagents, which we'll go ahead and recheck out in a second. Again, quite curious about that. It's a place which I think will get a lot of sales, but again, the value of item is not going to be great, as we all know. Newsagents typically are, again, go for good sales, but they have a very low sphere of influence. And what I mean by that, it's quite a geography term, I guess you could say, but for example, an Apple store and a newsagents. An Apple store is an extremely large sphere of influence because they're rare, but they are so useful and they're unique. So people are willing to travel 50 miles, 100 miles even, to go to the nearest big city to go to an Apple store. Whereas with regards to a newsagents, multiple places offer the same thing. There's no, typically, people are not going to travel more than 2 or 3 miles or 10 minutes to go to a newsagents, for example. So you're not going to go across town to go to your favourite newsagents every single day. That just typically would not happen. So it's something to note that the newsagents, I think it'll do a lot of sales, but I really don't think it will do too much with regards to actual overall profit. Anyway, let's get back to running things. Pages, obviously a bit difficult to go ahead and see how it's doing right now, but I'm quite interested in the results on Smokey Joe, and it has increased everything and the maintenance price hasn't gone up. So anywhere basically with the... what are they called? Automated checkout. What's it called again? How have I forgot the name? We're looking at a self-checkout. That's much better. Then we might as well leave the whole place open all night, in all honesty. Which I think we might do, especially with places like Betty's Bread, for example. I mean, everything might as well just now become 24/7, in all honesty. Now, I'm still wary about bags, you know that, I really am. I think we need to get more people in the maintenance centre here. Who clears out the bags? Is it janitors? I don't think it's builders, it must be janitors, so we need more janitors in this area of the mall anyway. So let me go ahead and grab a maintenance centre. I already said I'd set one up, but in all honesty, I hadn't really. Let's manage number 40 here. Again, I'll rename all this stuff at a different stage. In between this and, or in a few episodes time, I'm going to detail up all the corridors in the mall and sort out all the naming and staffing issues that we have. I'm just going to hire a few janitors in here right now, to be honest, just to go ahead and get a bit ahead of things. Especially during the night, that is when most stuff needs to be cleared, so we need to go ahead and I feel hire for that. Get maybe 3 of these janitors starting at midnight, in all honesty, and then just get 1 just doing a regular day shift like that. So that's pretty perfect for me. In general, the customer satisfaction's down. I'm seeing quite an upset face actually. Left unsatisfied and will not come back tomorrow, so that's something we need to probably work on to get customers returning regularly. We had over 1,000 customers on site today, which was great at the one concurrent time. However, again, we are losing 7% and are never going to come back, so if we can retain that and work on that, then we very much shall do. Now, There's lots of missed sales opportunities, queues full in Bigfoot Superstore. There's lots of reasons why people are leaving unsatisfied, which we need to sort of slowly work at, but then we also need to progress. But while we progress, we give ourselves more issues, so it's like, how badly do you want to shoot yourself in the foot, if you understand what I'm saying. What we're going to do now, though, is go ahead and just convert some stores to 24/7 in all honesty, because that's what I think we need to do. So, Pages is not good to be a 24/7 store yet, but it will be as of now, which is good. So again, it'll have one cashier on during the day, and then after that, it basically goes ahead and... yeah, it should do good. I mean, again, it's really difficult to say. It is like predicting the future. Smoky Joe's is sorted. Betty's Bread is going to go now to a 24/7 day. Now, I'm not at all sure about the bread expiry time, because I did touch on it in the last episode, but I have a strange feeling it might not work out great, to be honest. Also, what we're going to do is we're going to do split shifts, because stock clerks are going to have to be a bit more wary, in all honesty. They're going to have to go ahead and restock the shelves at, I guess, a bit of a different time. Even though we don't have staff on site, we do need to make sure that all the shelves are stocked. Especially a place which has high sales, like a newsagent's, for example, which we'll touch on shortly. Okay, so Smoky Joe's, the profit margin's going up. Pages, we've still not got a report for. Betty's Bread is still a touch and go system. Steam Coffee, how are we doing down here? So, doing not bad at all. Unfortunately, there's no self-service in Steam Coffee, so we can't really make this place go to a system like that, which kind of sucks. However, I think that we don't really have much alternative there. Fourth news agent, should I say, that can quite easily now go to a 24/7 system. Again, profit margin high, but overall actually net profit not the greatest, but that kind of explains it. Diamond Gems, now, this is a place which has crashed badly with regards to sales. However, it's strange, it really is strange. I can't really go ahead and unstaff this, if you know what I mean, but I'm definitely open to extending the opening hours. That's what I'm happy to do. So let's go from a 7 to 11 system now. So let's go up to 16 hours. Let's go ahead and get someone coming in here at 7, and then let's get someone staying in all the way right through until close at 11. So you need to start at 3. So that's a new system we've got. With regards to stock clerk, again, I'm quite happy just doing the one stock clerk, in all honesty. I think that shall be fine for the time being. Again, I'm not 100% liking the look of this. We're going to go down to one person during the day, but again, the checkouts aren't that rammed, in all honesty, and that's why I think just having the one stock clerk is fine in here. We only need stock to be topped up once a day. We've got so many display cabinets that we just don't need to worry about it, in all honesty. Then jumping ship and continuing on, we land ourselves at Gardening World. Gardening World or Garden World. Again, good profit wise, however, I think we can just make this 24/7. And no, let's not do that. We can go ahead and get someone in at 6, for example, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and make this place 24/7 and see what impact that has. Again, just going ahead and hopefully increasing some sales. Might as well while we've got the self-checkouts. Moving away from that then, products wise, I do want to check the demands, what we're touching on earlier on in this episode. So, if we go into plants and gardening, in general, nothing's really changed. At least we do have some tier 3, which is good. That's a positive sign on flowers. Or at least there's a demand there. We're not meeting that demand. I feel we will go ahead and add more tables into this shop quite quickly, because I do feel it's now at that stage where it could actually accommodate more tables and could use more tables. So let's go ahead and at least put that in, and then I can actually go ahead and populate them at a later stage. So let me get some more tables along here, along the back, and then we can possibly get some more stuff in here as well. Though not necessarily all shelves. I've not really thought this through, have I? Let's remove maybe those 3 there, jump in, and add 1, 2, 3 shelves, which is perfect. Lots of more room for flowers and also plants as well, which is exciting. Okay, so I'm just going to continue on right now. Coming up to the end of the episode, but I just want to, I guess, just see where we can get more profitable. So we are at restaurant 25. Again, can't be automated, unfortunately. Doing much better on profit margin than it once was, but it's sort of stagnated right now. The same with Metal Bar. I mean, Metal Bar is doing really, really good. With regards to sales, I feel we could do with some more staff, though. I think we can get an extra waiter in here for the day shift, that is for sure. So if we start you at... When does this place open? 11 till 2. Yeah, I feel if we run you from, say, 11, and then this person starts at... Yeah, that's fine, that works out okay, so let's go for something like that. Pins Bowling Alley, this requires a member of staff, and in general, actually, I could do with a second, maybe even just small bowling alley, because this place is doing a lot better than I once thought, honestly. It's doing really, really well. Though again, I'm quite happy to give it a go, to go open all night, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's hire an extra 2 cashiers and see really what the impact is. Let's go ahead and get you starting at, yeah, midnight, absolutely perfect, and you run through to 8 AM. Then I want to just get one more extra member of staff during the day, so let's get you from 7 till 3. That brings it up to 3 staff members, and again, hopefully we can go ahead and raise that net profit if possible, though we might cause ourselves more damage with the salaries. Okay, we're coming near to the end now. Simon's Liquor Store is 24/7. So again, it's just about really going ahead and I think downsizing the place, maybe getting rid of a few more staff, maybe getting more of these automated machines in. I think that could be a good idea, though again, I'll touch on that another time. Movie theatre wise, it can't be automated. Billy's Butchers can now go though to a 24/7 system. That is for sure, just because it does have its own checkout, which is good. Again, the sales to staff, pretty even to be honest. I don't really feel there's much justification for adding much more in there. Then we come to Northwestern Fried Chicken. Well, we will get there in a second. Electronic City, I'm going to say no, to be honest. Just because it's a bit, it's touch and go. You need security there, so I'm going to leave that out in all honesty. Then, before Northwestern Fried Chicken, surely we got to go up to DIY Heaven, and this place can go to a 24/7. Again, not that I think it's going to have too much impact, but its net profit is really jumped up quite a bit. It's up at 7,000. Again, it's on a bit of a spike right now, so arguably it looks like its average is closer to 5,000, but I'm looking happy about that. And oh my word, this place got busy, didn't it? Northwestern Fried Chicken, we're so close. Rural Outfitters, it can go and it shall go to 24/7 system as well. Again, I think we're going to have to deal with shoplifting in the next episode, but we'll see how this place gets on, that's for sure. In Rural Outfitters. And then, finally, Northwestern Fried Chicken. We just need more cashiers on here, in all honesty. I think that is the best bet. So let's get in 2 or 3 cashiers. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go ahead and filter by cashiers, and we're going to get a good system in here. So let me pause. We've got a lot of cashiers on here anyway right now, but we just need to go ahead and rebalance the books, in all honesty. So let's jump into shift planning, cashiers, and let's get this underway. So, overnight right now, what we're going to do is we're going to start shifts at midnight. So midnight to 8 AM we have 4 people on. We need to have basically at least 4 people on at all time, and we have 6 checkouts in general. So let's get 2 people starting at 6. Let's get some more people in at 8. Getting more people in here at 2 in the afternoon. 7. I've got a bit of an overlap here, but I don't know how. I think that's the error in the graph, because if they end, they start, then we're fine. Don't see how, unless, yeah, we got more down there, that makes sense, okay. Then coming down here, we've got 1 to go on. So that's 6. Then we've got 6 on from then, and then throughout the night we go up again. What we'll do is we'll just make you 2, I guess, throughout the day, so you'll help out in general. And that makes for an interesting system. So we're up to 7 throughout the night. We're only at, what, 4? I feel we should do with another person throughout the night. 3. I think it's the drop just over the period of time. Yeah, that graph's not reporting stuff correctly, in all honesty. Right, what we'll do is we'll have you come in at 6, and we'll have you run from... Yeah, that works out, I think, in all honesty. So let's go for that, and let's run that and see if that makes any difference. Again, it's a bit chaotic. I'm starting to think self-service checkouts, maybe that does work with orders? I am a bit confused here though. But again, yeah, we're just missing so many sales opportunities. So, as we can see, things are looking a bit better, but I feel we need to add more cooks in now as well. So, what I'll do is I'll start that in the next episode. So, ladies and gentlemen, hope you have enjoyed. Please leave a like, rate, and subscribe if you are new around here. We've opened up what is really 2 new shops in this episode, so not a lot, but I feel we've really gone for a drive for sales, and that's pretty evident on the pretty much record-breaking profits we've just seen there, which is grand. We will not hit that figure today, looking like, based on the sums quickly, we should hit about 80,000 or so, but I'm unsure there. Peak customers on site, we are breaking limits left, right, and centre, which is good. And parking usage as well, hints at more spaces. Sales are going through the roof, profits should be following suit. It looks like we're actually going to maybe make 90,000, which is a bit better than I thought. But again, I think with these changes it is great. It really is great. I just need to make sure I've got the staff and the infrastructure. As we can see, Betty spread throughout the night, doing not too bad. Let's go ahead and just have one last look at Betty spread. It's now at a loss of only 206, so it's made a difference, it really has. With regards to pages, it's actually dropped a bit, which is frustrating, and then Smokey Joe's is doing a bit better. But that's all, ladies and gentlemen, so hope you have enjoyed. Please leave a like, rate, and subscribe if you are new around here. Go down into that script description, go ahead and check out my Twitter, my Patreon, and my Discord, and that's all. So thanks very much for watching. My name is Bigfoot, and I'm out.